Guess what, guys? It's podcast time. I'm doing a regular intro instead of doing the 2 weeks in a row thing where we've just started talking. And I just decide that it's already started 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We're doing podcast and it's awesome. There isn't much to report in terms of our D&D playing recently because you yourself haven't played in a week.
Yeah.
At least. And I myself have... We just haven't played that much the last week because people do be cancelling, like annoying people. You know who you are. But yeah, we've been skipping out on a lot of D&D. I've still played in 2 games, but I haven't run anything for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Ran a little one shot, I guess, like a week ago or something, with like a party from a campaign. But since one person wasn't there, we decided, hey, let's just do a quick thing, and it was like a hunt for a player character that was being a rude boy and had stolen from the party. It was Ryan's character. It was surreal to be playing his character with the accent. The accent was fine, but he himself was playing the previous character's twin brother with the same accent.
I'm confused.
Ryan came in with a character called Torg.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he thought he was going away for a month for work or something, he had Torg steal from the party and leave. However, he wasn't, so he came in with a new character afterwards that was Torg's twin, called Torg. Where, in fact, the first Torg was masquerading as his brother, and he's called Dahl, actually.
Right.
So, after they found him, it ended up being an encounter with Torg and Dahl, me being the bad guy, him being the good guy. And we were both doing the exact same accent.
Right.
So, that was very weird.
Which accent was that?
Well, he was a dwarf.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, it's the dwarf accent.
Mm-hmm.
He always plays dwarves as... I don't know why. It just comes to him. The Scottish brings out his inner evil. For me, accents bring out all sorts of weird stuff in me as well. Like when I do American, I generally sound like a prick. When I make it like a character that's American, or do an NPC that's American. I don't know. They just sound like a prick. No offense to the Americans, but it just happens that way. The same way that normally if I do or if I try a French accent or something European, they're relatively nice. I don't know, that sort of stuff happens.
I haven't done enough accents to say anything. As my patch with American accent was nice generally, unless you pissed him off.
It was chill, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a weird experience to be playing Ryan's previous character, where his current character had almost the exact same personality.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. I also did Session 0 for a new adventure. I am now playing in 3 games and only DMing 1. I have stopped being the perma-DM officially now. James is running more games than me.
You've said that before.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting flashbacks to editing when you said it.
Hey, you do pay attention when editing sometimes.
Sometimes. Half the time it's like, ooh.
Sometimes you just have to wait for the ums.
Yeah, that's all I listen out for. It's like an and then a really long pause, and then I'm just like, right, just get rid of all that. Sometimes, if you're saying in the middle of a sentence, I won't ruin your flow, I'll just leave it in.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a then I'll leave that. I'll get rid of that even.
That's fair. I did a lot of that today. We're actually recording this after I've recorded all the videos beforehand for once. Normally we do this afterwards, but you were quite tired.
Normally we do
it before. We do it before.
Yeah.
But, you've been quite tired and stuff, so... Thought I'd give you a break. Don't have tea this time. Don't kill me. But I do have a Lucozade. Next best thing.
I'm gonna blur that out like they do in TV.
We know you do D&D stuff.
Would you like to be sponsored by our sports brand? I found something like ages ago. Apparently, but they started off as like a medicine drink or something.
Sounds like it.
And they were like, because of whatever, it was like, buy Lucozade to get healthier. Or whatever.
It's like when Coke used to actually just have a bunch of cocaine in it.
Yeah.
That sounds cool, not gonna lie. Just kidding, don't do drugs. What were we on about?
I've forgotten.
I've been playing in Curse of Strahd, that's a lot of fun, and we started up a Session 0 for a new thing. I'm playing a character that I never touched either of the realms of. He's a bard, and he is a mega introvert. So I told you about the introvert part, I think.
Yes, you did. What? Why did you pick bard if you went for an introvert?
Because he's a scholar.
Oh.
He's a lore bard. You know, just kind of documents stories and like stuff.
Well, that makes more sense.
He's not really like an orator. He's not that. Like he's the way that you play high charisma characters. They're more creative personally.
Yeah.
They just kind of keep their good personality and stuff away from things so that they can use it to do cool drawings or write cool things. In his case, it's he has great charisma simply because he learned it from books. He just read that much that he learned how to talk. His stats are like abysmal. 6 strength, 10 dex, 12 con, 16 intelligence, 16 wisdom, 19 charisma.
Well, you can tell which ones were your dump stats.
Perhaps strength, dex, and con. All 3. Which is something I've never seen people really do. I also don't have armor on. I have 10 AC and no way to increase it. Even our wizard dude has 11. And he has shield. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting. The characters from there have been quite fun. I've told you about my father figure-esque dude. But it's... Well, yeah, I told you that like he basically just sticks to him like glue, in social settings or whatever. But he is like a 700-year-old, really eccentric and quite delusional wizard, like just some really cranky old dude who's a wizard, and it's been absolutely hilarious. Honestly, it's like the dumbest humor, and it's amazing. Like every 20 minutes he mixes up a word, and it's the best thing ever. But yeah, that adventure's been a lot of fun. The setting seems cool as well, and I'm playing in loads of games now. This is what me 1 year ago exactly wanted. But 1 year ago I was running like freaking 4 like a dumb. So we have had plenty of questions and stuff come in, because I rushedly went to general and was like, "Oi, put questions now." So
we have access to the community tab now.
That's true. Do we want to use that?
We can do.
Yeah, we should. I guess we'll do like community tab posts then.
Can you do polls on the community tab?
Yeah, you definitely can. I've seen polls on the community tabs. It just depends on if we can do it. Nevertheless, you can either comment or like do polls or whatever. And we'll get some questions from you lot, because sometimes we have to ask very hard and sometimes we don't ask at all and we get 50.
Yes.
It depends.
There is no in between.
We've got a question from people. These come from people in our Discord. You can also ask in the comments as well if you'd like, but if you want to drop some questions that we'll be able to read like instantly, because I don't really see the comments that much, then join the Discord. It's in the description. But yeah, first question from Trashly: why goblins are the best? Why are goblins the best?
Don't know, I've never played one.
Have you even... You've seen goblins at work before. You've seen Sprout.
Yeah,
Sprout
James played goblin.
James likes his goblins and stuff. Hey up.
Oh, that's Dad. Hello, Dad.
I didn't know whether you were recording, so I didn't say anything.
Well, we are. You can come join on the podcast if you'd like.
Well, come in on the podcast.
You can come back
the
around.
doggy wants to come in.
No, just lift it up. Oh, okay.
Go on then, Pip. Can you get through?
Pip!
Go on then.
She's seen us.
Oh,
God.
Hello, Pip.
Oh.
Yes, please. Jake hasn't had one yet. Do you want one?
I'm fine without. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for the offer, though. Hello. Hello. Ah! This is our product placement dog. She's
Bye,
gone
Pip.
now. Bye. gone as quickly as she was here. What were we talking about?
Goblins.
You remembered quicker than me for once.
Or because I thought James. I remembered James, and then you said
James.
Scrout. And I was like, goblins!
You were like, goblins!
Yeah, that's how my brain works.
What did you think of Scrout? Scrout was probably the most in-depth goblin.
I think I liked Scrout just because James was playing him, was pretty cool.
James just plays cool characters.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's kind of... Was he sassy? I feel like he was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He was just vulgar and just awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, goblins cool. I don't use them
Didn't
much.
James's character work with that weird bugbear that would just talk about his penis the whole time?
I mean, I don't think he talked about it all the time, but he certainly did comment several times that he had quite a large.
Yeah. Because I was like, this is kind of weird.
Oh, his
was
name
I
was
playing?
Tonk.
Yeah, was I playing Edwin?
No, you were at Lockett
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
At least at the point where you got to Goblin Town.
Yeah. 'Cause
When
I
you
was
got
like,
there, you
this
immediately
is-
murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Because the sword was like, hey, you
Death.
should do that.
Did I kill a bunch of goblins, or was they just regular commoners?
Everyone in Goblin Town was either a goblin or a bugbear.
Oh, well, I killed a bunch
So
of goblins.
you killed a bunch of goblins, yeah.
Goblins are cool because they give me fuel for my sword not to kill me.
I should give you Black Razor again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be
Death
proficient with it
to
that time,
all.
but... No, Valdor would get it. That would be an awful idea. Never mind. I don't use goblins that much, to be fair. The most recent time that I've used goblins, other than... I'm making a mega dungeon right now, and of course there's goblins in the dungeon, because
Spoilers!
there's goblins. That's not a spoiler. There's always goblins. You can assume there's goblins in a dungeon. But the last time I used them was... You might not properly remember this, but it was... in our pirate campaign, and they were like by the island where like the Cobalt Soul had shipwrecked or something.
No.
They were like a goblin tribe, and you were being
only thing-
telepathic with people.
The only thing I remember from that campaign is actually riding on the boat. That's about it.
The boat bit was the most memorable.
Yeah,
I did my job right.
and then fighting some weird monsters, like sea creature things that look like a Pokemon.
That looked like a Pokemon.
Yeah, you know the Pokemon with the really long neck and it's got the shell and its arms are like... Do you know which Pokemon I mean?
Lapras.
That one, yes.
I'm using a Lapras on my competitive team right now. What, the Plesiosauruses? Is that what they were called?
Yes.
The two-headed ones.
No.
Maybe they just had one head. But yeah, you remember that of all things. That was like the first encounter
Yeah, because
on
I
the sea,
think
wasn't it?
Rob turned... What did Rob turn into, like, a shark or something?
Yeah, he turned into a shark and started fighting a bunch of them in the
Yeah,
water.
because I thought, that is sick.
And they all started jumping on the boat and stuff.
Ah, my tea! He's made you one anyway.
Oh, maybe he didn't. It's fine. Hello!
Afternoon tea for Lord and Lady of the House.
Thank you. Oh, I hope, don't knock the light.
Thank you very much.
Because this one was mine.
That's right, and that
Good.
one's left.
Thank you very much.
You're right. No problemo.
Welcome to the bloopers of the podcast, Dad.
Oh,
Say
am I in
hi.
the bloopers now, am I?
Say hi. There we go.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Scott.
Can you zip us up, please?
Oh, you want zipping up?
Yeah.
That's alright.
Thank you.
We are talking about the awning, not the straight jacket.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, I haven't used goblins too much. I don't know why.
I forgot we were talking about goblins.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about goblins, and I forgot that they existed already. But yeah, they're cool. They're cool dudes. We're just getting a lot of interruptions. We've got
No,
the doggo back.
Go on. Go. Pip, go.
Don't know if she understands that word.
She does.
Does she understand go? She just chooses not to.
Yes, she's just not listening to me right now.
Fair. Goblins are not the best, in my opinion. I'm sorry, Ashley. I much prefer. What is something that I do use a lot as like little
Mind
minions?
flares.
No, it's like little minions. What's my go-to minion?
Sorry, I can't think of what your go-to minion is. Mine is rats.
Yours is rats.
Well, they do my dirty
Mine's
work.
normally people. I use a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't use that many, like, you know, gnolls, hobgoblins, bugbears, goblins. I use people, I guess. But yeah.
I think goblins look cool.
Yeah. The way that the monster manual presents them makes them look quite cool. They have a pretty
Player
interesting...
character goblins are cooler than fighty goblins, I think.
Well, I think player character gnomes are better than NPC gnomes as well. Player character just anything is better than NPC anything, unless we're talking the few that manage to break the mold. Let's move on. What is your favourite concept for a campaign and why?
Goose. Because geese. Thank you. That's been my TED Talk.
Next question.
You haven't answered the question.
No, I haven't, but I think you've just answered it for me.
I think my answer was pretty perfect.
Goose. Because geese.
Yeah.
My favourite campaign idea, or at least for a one-shot, is the thing that Ryan put in the Discord a few days ago. It's a D&D game where you go in, the DM has all your character sheets, you have no idea about anything to do with your character, and you just learn it as you go along. I think that's awesome.
I think that's pretty cool.
There's plenty of hypotheticals to go in there, and like you'll pretty much be playing something you don't normally play.
I feel like you should know what your alignment your character is, though. That is about the basis.
Alignment? Nah. I wouldn't put alignment on that sheet.
Would you not?
No, I'd just let him be whatever. I'd let him, like, you guys can come up with your accents and how you play your character, but...
I suppose if you have amnesia, you basically forget everything, so...
Yeah.
You would probably forget if you were evil.
But I think that the difference between having amnesia and the idea for this, like, little starter to an adventure... This is the sad podcast.
I'm not sad, I'm annoyed.
This is the annoyed podcast. Oh yeah, they can definitely hear that. Oh. Apologies.
No, we're gonna pause.
Okay. Yeah, I like the idea behind that thing. I don't know if it could carry over as a campaign, but I think what I would want to do is do it as a one-shot and see what happens. Like the whole mystery thing where people slowly learn their characters and stuff and just go from there and see what happens. Because a lot of things I imagine could be born out of like just random stuff. Like maybe one character that the player just decides, I'm just going to hate that other character for no reason. And when we figure out more about them, then I'll come up with a reason. So they could be, I don't know, like, turns out they're a wizard, and they're like, God, I hate wizards. Wizards are just so annoying. And that could birth all sorts of interesting roleplay angles that you never would have, like, seen before. But yeah.
I just want to say, as soon as you said mystery, I thought of Scooby-Doo.
That was my favourite cartoon.
I was scared of it.
Alongside Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was my favourite cartoon. Okay. How do we balance encounters to make it a hard but fair fight?
This is a you question.
This is a you question. This is a me question.
I was going to say, is it a me question?
It's a you question.
Because-
How do you do that? Come on.
Death. That is the only way.
That's how you balance encounters. Death.
Yeah. Well,
Make sure...
the 2 campaigns I've done, all of you died because you said that I didn't put it too hard at first, so then I added 2 more, and then you all died. Then the second time, I didn't make it hard enough because it was Mario Kart and you just killed them all anyway. Because they weren't trying to kill you.
Yeah. So CR is a difficult way to measure encounter difficulty, especially early game, because out of all of the things in the early game, players don't have as many weird tricks that they can pull, so CR is a little more difficult to measure, really. So I'd always go 1 below in the levels 1 to 5 range, if that's you want some more statistics. In terms of how combat can be, like, balanced in a way is to avoid death spirals, which basically means that if you're losing, then the rate at which you're losing rapidly increases. Like, so a way to counteract that is one, make sure that, you know, if you've got a party of 5, don't put 15 things against them. Even if they're like, if they're a level 2 to 5 party or something, and you have things that can attack once for a d6 plus 1 damage, and they all manage to get within melee, that's 15d6 plus 15 on one person. They're dead. So, and even if half of them miss, that's still a lot of hits. Whereas if you have 5 of those dudes, but each of them are doing 2d6 plus 2, then they're dealing 18, 27, like 36, 27, 25 damage. And it's easier for you to manage as well. So just don't put too many guys against your guys, because it will be hard to manage, and then your players will likely die. Or of course, also the polar opposite can happen, where you just use one thing that's got a really big CR, and the party are just not ready for that yet, even if they're level 7 or 8, and they have all these cool abilities that they never use, and instead burn the rock nest. God damn it, Rob. I would have only killed like 2 of you then. But you had to burn the nest. Balancing encounters is weird. It really just depends on your own party. I find that when people are balancing stuff, the main thing that you should do is look into what your party can do, and what they might do, and what they might try, and the environment. That's honestly more important than CR, in my opinion. Another question, this is another me question, but you can ask me questions about things that you've seen that you have no idea where it came from. Trashly asked, how on earth do you come up with ideas as great as that alive room in the Yuan tea place? Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was insane.
It almost ate my pet. I was not happy.
Almost killed Laura's pseudo-dragon.
I was not happy. Not happy at all.
You always need a little companion now, I've noticed.
Yes.
Your new character doesn't have one.
No. It doesn't. And I'm highly sad about it.
You can have like a pet rat.
I'm not continuing the rats.
You're not continuing the gnome rat saga.
No. Well... maybe. I don't know.
Maybe Ship just likes rats and he has no idea why.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I'm connected to a completely different person that likes rats.
The way that you looked then when you said rats looked like you were about to like kill someone. Rats. But the way that I come up with those ideas is it's whatever that I'm thinking of. So, and what media I'm consuming. So at the time, I think that I was rewatching a playthrough from like 7 years ago from PewDiePie from a game called Corpse Party. And that place is just full of weird stuff that happens and ghosts and whatever. And it's very graphic. And I thought, hey, why not just do that? So, made a room with a big old lizard wall. It's the same as what's happening in the Eberron game that I'm writing right now. Heavily influenced from a couple of things. The main one is my desire to run Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but the fact that most of the players, in fact all of them except one, have gone through it. And I've just decided to basically make my own, I guess. And a lot of the stuff in there is inspired from... what is it inspired from? Oh, it isn't. I guess I've just been actually improvising stuff without ideas for once. But I have a bunch of weird rooms in there. You're going to love them. You're going to hate them. And yeah, what other weird stuff have I come up with? There's been a couple of other really creepy, strange things. There was the, what was it? The 3-armed thing with the claws that hugged you.
Oh,
Like,
that was
one of
Did
our
you
first
come
few
up with
sessions.
that?
No, that was something that already existed, but I changed up some of the lore.
Yeah.
The weird old huggy thing.
I did think that was weird.
I think it's called the Lost. It's a creature in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, and in essence it has like 3 arms and it just wants to hug people, and when it hugs you, you take psychic damage until you die.
Well, I was going to be nice and hook the poor thing.
Yeah.
Until he showed me a picture of it, and I was like, whoa! You should have shown me a picture before.
I think Ryan just started punching it while...
Yeah, because
and you started taking a buttload of psychic
I was like, I'm dying here!
I think you went down from it, right?
Yeah, probably multiple times.
Someone brought you back up.
I think it was Ryan, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. But that was weird as heck. And the entire Yuan-Ti just thing that I was doing with them. Like, even though I don't like creepy, weird stuff, I did go all out on them. They were torturing people very badly.
Yeah, and you didn't even want to describe it.
I did a little bit, though.
Well, you said they were shoving a brand on his bum or something.
Up his bum.
Oh.
Hot metal pole just right up the arse.
Poor dude.
And the worst thing is that butts normally clench when that stuff goes wrong.
Ah, poor dude.
Yeah. I specified some
Singed
weird
off his
stuff.
bum.
There was a... You never actually saw this dude, but when I was doing like a quick 1 hour thing where Ash was freeing James's character or whatever in the prison opposite to James's thing, there was some dead Cobalt Soul dude. All of his fingernails had been taken out and they'd shoved seeds in him.
Ew! Why?
So
Just take his fingers and nails out and leave it.
So that a bunch of like plants would grow out of him.
Well,
So
I
that it would
guess
be, like, a
reviving the
massive example.
ecosystem.
No. No, it was quite the opposite. He was still alive. He was just going to experience all of it.
I think you need to go for a psych evaluation.
No, really, I'm just trying to play the Yuan-Ti as they would. They're brutal. You know?
Sure.
What? You know I'm not like that.
Yeah,
I'm quite the opposite. I'm squeamish.
that's true. You don't like getting sticky things on your fingers.
I hate getting anything on my hands. It's just awful. Like, I literally managed to get out of rugby and PE, not because I was like, oh god, I'm so scared of all the big people hitting me, but just because I didn't want to fall over and get mud on my hands.
Yeah, my eyebrow was twitching there.
Mine does that sometimes. But yeah, I suppose it's going out of my comfort zone.
Ah, battery's almost dead. Quick, hurry up.
Thank you for watching the podcast. This has
This
been
is a
us.
short one because the battery's almost dead.
We have more podcasts coming up. More of the questions that you've asked, we'll answer them in the next episode. So get them in while you can. Make sure you comment your suggestions, or you can join the Discord and do them there. You can like and subscribe for more of that. Thank you for watching. Peace out.
Bye. Oh, you know in that Doja Cat song where she's like, I'm not gonna key your car. I'll go your mouth. That one. There's like a scream in the end and it sounds like Toad. Let me see. No, hold on. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. That's what it sounds like at the end. It sounds like Toad. Can you hear it?
I can.
Oh yeah, I was showing Mum some videos this morning on, I don't know whether you've heard of them, but Nerdforge. And they were making like a rogue outfit. And Mum was like, so do you want to do that for Halloween? And I was like, hell yeah I do, Mum. So, we might be
Rogue
making
as in a rogue.
rogue. Like, I'll stab you, sneaky in the shadows.
Oh, cool.
Die!
You can be Patch, even though he was a monk, but was basically a rogue.
Die.
I'm dead now.
I am a killer.
West Side Killer. I was gonna say, I thought you meant rogue as in the rogue from the X-Men.
No, I didn't mean that.
Mhm.
I touch you when you die.
Oh bother, I'm dead. Now you have the power of...
Now you're a ghost. Hold on, I might be able to do some fancy editing. Go up like, woo! Oh no, he's a ghost! Get out of the shop! Oh no, he's a ghost! Ah! Cool. There you go. You can sit back now. Whoa! Look how chunky that wave was. That was very high. We
Now
had
can end the
more time than
podcast.
I thought.
We had way more. Is it still bleeping very low or something?
Yeah, it's like, it's almost gonna die. That's what it's saying. Because can you see the red light flashing?
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is funny podcast. Shut
Yeah.
off. This could be a real look into what I'm actually like.
And kind of what I'm like, so not always like this. Half the time I'm like, "Ugh,
Our
I'm
roles
so
are
tired."
completely reversed off the camera. You think I'm the one who talks all the time?
I talk all the time on the computer.
On the computer. What?
On Discord.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, when we're together, you talk way more.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh.